Duke. Duke Blue Devils. Wide out. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Yeah. Dude, you're gonna wear your black, bitch. Man, that. ABC.
Tell about it. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Florida State Seminoles. Taking on a team who is rested and ready coming off a bye, the Duke Blue Devils. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. So the Duke Blue Devils offense takes the field. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Back to throw, it's Murphy. Unloads to the wideout. He is lucky to get that one back, and the last thing you want is to turn it over on your opening drive. I'm not sure you have much in the script to convert a third and this long on the opening drive. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a third down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Seminoles offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. You know, yards figure to be hard to come by through the air, but some quarterbacks, Jesse, just love to go at the start point.
Yeah, and this guy's got confidence. He's not afraid to go at anybody, but he better be careful because this cornerback is one of the best in the nation.
One of the best, no doubt. I think they will trust him on defense to make plays. So you got to make a decision. Is my guy good enough to beat him on the outside? I am fascinated by this matchup.
Man, you got to get hats around this dude. He finds the crease. He's down to the 27. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24. The Seminoles want to crank the tempo. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. They've moved it to the 19, 1st and 10. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it, open.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. The Seminoles are marching down the field. Oh, it's a reverse. Dances away from one. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. On 2nd down, will they go back to the ground game? They'll give it to the back. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Got it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football. They're going to use their identity of physicality and run game down here in the red zone.
And after getting it right on the edge, they'll try to punch it in on third down. Fourth down and goal from the 3. Can the defense get a stop? Quick touch pass to the receiver. How about standing tall after the catch and denying this man the end zone? The defense turns it over on down. First and 10 from inside their own 5. You got to take care of the ball, but there is room to take a shot here. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Kept it on the ground on first down. Now back to the line. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Tough run across the 5. He'll get it all the way out to the 8-yard line. So 3rd and short from inside the 20. You convert here, and this drive takes on a different complexion. To throw, it's Murphy. Quickly out to the tight end. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Blue Devils come to the line with a new set of downs. The Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. They need something that goes forward this time on 2nd and long from the 14. He's looking to throw. They'll run the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Shoots it to the left. And they can't make the play on 3rd down.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw your primary target like he was on that last one.
Slips through the line. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Knowles. Now that is a play that will get your sidelines into the game with that touchdown.
And you could see once he left everybody in the dust and he was going to the house, the sidelines going nuts. What a big-time play to take the lead. Defense did its job. Now special teams coming through in a big way.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So his big play capability was on full display, and that one as he took that punt back for the touchdown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, and it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Back to throw, it's Murphy. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. There's a live football. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43.
And that's his 2nd sack of the day. And guess what, dudes? He leads the nation in sacks. You better know where he is on every play. That dude has a knack for getting quarterbacks on the ground.
He's got his man. They make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. They go to the draw. Shakes off the defender. Able to fight his way ahead for a pickup of 4, but they're still left with a 4th and 2. The Blue Devils send out the punt unit. Trying to play a little field position with that high punt. Fair catch called for and made around the 20-yard line. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Grabs it in the middle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. And the Seminoles will hustle to the line. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be it.
Got a lot of running room. At the 20. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Florida State.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Troy overcame a tough opponent, and not only that, a raucous crowd. The Trojans tuned out all the noise and showed this team can win on its field, your field, or a neutral field. Well done. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
And Kevin Connors to the tailback. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift. They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. They're getting this guy lathered up. Found that space and picked up 6 out to the 33. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Works his way to the 38 after gaining 5. And the Blue Devils are on the move.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally, it's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that one.
And the quarterback is snowed under.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Unloads quickly. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. The Blue Devils headed quickly to the line.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. Dropping back, it's Murphy. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Pulls it in inside the 10. That is what you call putting a little air under it and letting your guy run to it.
Exactly right, Reese. It's so hard to track that football when you put so much air underneath it, and I'm trying to run with the wide receiver. He's so...
Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. The 50, the 40, at the 30, past the 20. Touchdown Seminoles! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
Dude, you're just thinking hold them to 3, make them kick a field goal, don't let them score points. Heck no, you turn it into offense. What a play. Catches the ball in the end zone. Take a knee. Take a knee. No, sir. I'm taking this thing all the way back 100 yards to the house. What a play.
They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. Here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Now, look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. From the gun, running back on the move. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. And the Blue Devils will try to pin them back with the punt. He gets a block. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, you've had yourselves a superb broadcast so far today in Durham. And it'd be easy to say these two offenses are glad we've hit halftime based on their respective performances. It would also be accurate. Turnovers and sacks have told the story so far. And you gotta believe the play calling has been the issue, right? Time to shred those game plans and just get back to basics. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Brooks Field inside Wallace Wade Stadium.
The Blue Devils will kick it away to crank up the second half. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Scrambling away. He's going to run it. When you've been around like this guy has, you know how valuable picking up the first down with your feet can be. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And this offense, I think, will do a good job in this game divvying up the football and distributing it to different guys in the passing game. It won't just be receivers. It's not going to be tight ends. This running back, he's a weapon, too, after he catches it. You saw it right there.
It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down. The Noles are in the hurry-up.
Man, how tough is this guy to defend? He drops back, everything tells you pass, and then he scrambles and gets the first down. Just so hard to defend.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. He felt the heat, trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or two. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Got his man quickly. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on third down. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Trying to get to it. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And they are stopped on fourth down. That decision will be questioned. Line gets set, first down. They'll try the run. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll ride the hot hand. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Now on 2nd down. Defense showing blitz, trying to rattle this quarterback. They'll try to pop the draw. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. And the Blue Devils will line up to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end. The freshman able to get home with the sack. If they have any intention of getting this drive going, they better come up with something on 2nd and long from the 10. Here's the handoff. He'll bounce his way ahead for a pickup of 4 out to the 14. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Here's trouble. Ball. That'll be a safety. The ball was loose in the end zone. It goes out of the back, and they're probably lucky it wasn't recovered for a touchdown. After getting caught for a safety, they're lined up and ready to kick it off. On the return, it's Robertson. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. Quick handoff. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Looking downfield, it's Murphy. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. But they got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in this 2nd half.
Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. The Blue Devils will call on their punt team. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Leaves it with the back. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. The Seminoles want to move quickly. Trying play action. Throws to the back. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Lost one deep down the right side. It's complete. Touchdown, no! And the stomping has commenced.
When these offenses get in a rhythm, they're hard to stop. Already up early, got a short field, take advantage of it too, get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever they want to do and having a lot of success.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Florida State, 28-2.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Moore. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Going up top on first down. Terrific job getting to him. There was nowhere to go.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
Scanning the field, it's Murphy. Quick strike complete. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. He'll throw on third down. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
It's really hard to win football games when you're one-dimensional offensively, and that's the case. They just have not been able to get anything going, throwing it deep down the field. They haven't won their one-on-one matchups. Quarterback has missed some throws, and as a result, in the fourth quarter, they barely have 100 yards passing, and that's why they're losing.
And the Blue Devils will line it up on 1st and 10. They keep attacking through the air. Throws to the wideout. Makes a connection. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. The Blue Devils look to keep this drive humming. They'll throw it on first down. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And when I got a stud quarterback like they do, I'm going to protect him. I'm going to make sure that I keep him upright because he can do some serious damage. But this defense applying pressure and applying the hammer in this football game.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Back to pass, it's Murphy. It's caught downfield. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Duke.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the 1st down. And the Noles come to the line in the hurry-up. Out of the gun, they give to the back. Nice move to keep moving. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big 1st down. First snap in the red zone on this drive. From the shotgun, they'll run it. They'll wrestle him down just short of the 1st down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. He leaves it with his back. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. So close to cashing it. Touchdown, Florida State! And the pummeling has started. They extend this 4th quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated, whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams. They have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. New Mexico State was anything but dominant today, but the Aggies are going to leave Memorial Stadium winners. A lot to work on, no question, but they avoid one in the L column.
They'll crank up this drive with the pass.
The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Got it in the middle, it's Moore. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. It's third down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. And that ball is picked off. Looking for more room. He's at the 10. Touchdown Seminoles. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return. They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this. If you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of...
And he's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been up to speed. His third interception. Touchdown, Knowles! How about that D coming up with a play like that? They are finishing the deal, building the lead here in the fourth, and they are going to go to 7-0. What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
And that is not the optimal solution there. The kickoff out of bounds, and the offense will have a little bit easier time of things. On first down, here comes this offense. Looking for a man, it's Murphy. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing. Line getting set on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. The short hands, it's Moore. Just finds that little crevice, and he's still up. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. A new set of downs after the completion. Looking to move it through the air. Tip ball, put it up for grabs, and I thought he had it, but somehow it slithered through his fingers. Now 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Gets it out fast. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. And the Blue Devils come to the line with a fresh set of downs. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he's looking downfield. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone. Facing third and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. From the gun, wants to pass. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. Well, they didn't let him get loose for a big return, but he still made the big play, and they'll take over at the 17.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock
fires into traffic, intercepted. They got him down quickly after the pick that he'd already made the biggest play, and they got it at the 38. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Well, this has pretty much been an evisceration, an old-fashioned stomping, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, this is one of those games where you're not necessarily throwing the playbook in the trash after this one, but I do think this coaching staff, David, really has to be honest with themselves and rethink what schemes are working and not working and which guys maybe need to get more touches in this offense.
Well, I think I like the trash option as well because it's been hot trash. This has been a bad day. Offense, defense, giving up a ton of points, not scoring near enough. So it's been a bad day you're going to want to forget.
And a little too much adrenaline on that throw never gave his receiver a chance. The incomplete pass leaves him with second down. To the air, it's Murphy. Getting some heat. And the rush will get to him at the 25. Timeout called by the defense and 15 seconds to go in this one. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. Pressure coming. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Timeout called by the defense, and there are only 10 seconds left in the game. On 4th down, going to the air. And is going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs.
This is exactly how you draw it up. This is a situation where you can have all the easy stuff. We're not giving up the big play. The defense understands the situation.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And as the ball falls incomplete, the clock strikes 0. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.